Redline Rumble is not the first web game I ever played, but it's one that sticks out like a sore thumb in my mind. I had a score to settle with this game. If you've ever played this game, you're about to see that it's a score I've already settled. And I am smug as all hell about this one. Yep, I've already unlocked all the cars. That's a damn good feeling. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me show you what it's like when you're just starting out. At first, all you have is this one car. It's not very beefy, but it'll have to do for now. Then you get to choose from one of 7 different rivals. The Ichiban 2112 is the closest in terms of performance, so that's the only one worth facing. Right? I mean, nothing's stopping you from challenging the hardest rival. But never mind that, because we got a race to win! The race takes place on the longest straight highway in the world, littered with vehicles that are almost all painted entirely white for some reason. This game was surprisingly ahead of its time, wasn't it? Anyway, I hope you know how to use manual transmission, because this is a drag race, the bane of anyone who's ever played Need for Speed Underground or Most Wanted. Except physics need not apply, apparently. The first race is deceptively easy, but since I had no comprehension of manual transmission when I first played, I lost. Miserably. I did eventually figure it out, but by then, I was already way behind and lost the race. Of course, that was just skill issue. These days, this is the easiest one. It's a taste of what's to come, introducing you to the gameplay and the progression system. Beat an opponent, win their pink slip. Well, that was child's play, so let's kick it up a notch. It really is interesting that you can pick any rival you want at any time, except they become unavailable after you beat them, until you've unlocked all rival cars like I have. Then it just becomes a sandbox. You can, if you want, have a grudge match between the Ichiban twins, but we're just gonna do it by the book for now and go to the next opponent. Next up is the Wutaru Stallion. And this is where the training wheels come off. The concrete dividers are gone, there's more traffic, and plenty more surprises waiting for you. You'll quickly learn not to hit anything or roll onto the grass if you can help it, because that just ruins your momentum, and it takes a while to get that back. You don't lose the race if you crash into traffic, but sometimes, depending on the situation, you might as well reset if you do. The third race is when the game starts busting out the knives because it introduces the trailers. You need to swing underneath them, or... yeah, that. That's not even the worst trick. Midway through the 4th race, you'll find the game's got another surprise waiting for you.
This is the police! Pull over to the side of the road and exit your vehicle!
Immaculate voice acting.
Give yourself up! This is your final warning!
Lucky for you, however.
Where'd he go? I think we lost him!
They have no sense of object permanence. As soon as you hear them say, "where?" you're free to come out of hiding and continue the race. Your rival won't get that far ahead, don't worry. There's a hard limit on how far they can go, thanks to engine limitations. I think they knew that as well, because if you stop dead in your tracks, you'll notice all the cars you passed have disappeared, and the AI is as far as it'll physically go. But sit there too long, and you automatically lose. But even knowing all that doesn't stop this game from being hard as all fuck. I could never beat it. Even when I come back to the game today, it still gives me a hard time. But I do have the ultimate flex of being able to beat it with a starter car. It's possible, and arguably easier in a way, because it's actually better to take it slow when weaving through traffic. Most of all though, only the last 10 seconds of the race matter. Since the AI can only get so far ahead, all you need is that last stretch to build up speed and overtake them. Unless you get bad traffic RNG, then you're just screwed. You also need to make sure the cops don't bust you. If you take too long to hide, the race is called off and you have to lose the cops or lose your car. And of course they don't make that easy. It's weird that you really can't use the faster cars to their full potential. Even the cars with nitro aren't practical because you never find a safe time to use it when you need it. But you can get some catharsis by beating the easiest opponents with your beefy cars. That never gets old. 20 years since I first laid eyes on this game, and I finally got it beat. An old rival conquered at last. So that's Redline Rumble. Good game, but holy fuck is it hard. And while it did get sequels, I didn't play them as much, and they weren't quite as noteworthy. So let's move on to the next game. After getting busted by the cops back there, my license got revoked, so it's time to get it back! Okay, I guess it's gonna be a little while then. If you're looking to learn how to drive, driver's ed is not the place to do it. My actual driving test was easier than this. Your instructor, Ed, is an unpleasable perfectionist who'll give you demerits for the slightest deviation. And then call you a nincompoop if you fuck up. The steering is slow and stiff, making this car feel more like a tank. And since you have to control the car with a keyboard instead of a steering wheel and gas pedal, you're not getting the authentic experience. So it's generally more fun to intentionally piss off Ed by going off course or crashing into things. Hell, if you so much as tap another car, both go full Ford Pinto on you. Seriously, he deserves it. Toe the line at the stop sign, don't cut your corners, don't go too wide, don't crash into the— what are you doing? The parallel parking definitely captures the real experience, though. You need to wiggle around just the right way to get into the spot without touching either car. Getting out isn't much better. There's a practice mode that lets you find the right technique and shows you where the boundaries are, but it only helps you so much. But this is a short game, so you may not need it that badly. It only took me about 6 minutes to get all the footage I needed. Do everything with less than 15 demerits and you win. But if you're like me, you'll spend more time trolling Ed than anything else. Let's move on to a game where the rules of the road need not apply. Yes, another game with lore that no one really cares about. Don't worry, we shall get through this with the power of blah 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 blah. Drift and Burn 365 is a sort of proto-live service. It encourages you to come back on a daily basis so you can unlock the car of the day. There aren't actually 365 cars, there's 50. Sometimes they repeat, offering you a car you've already unlocked, so you can just skip that day entirely. Pick a car, and start the race. The weather effects are the exact kind of shockwave-flavored cheese you'd expect, but it does make a difference. The track is more slippery in the rain and snow, so your choice of car does matter. To go faster, you need to boost. To get boost, you need to drift. Or at least brake. It's really easy to cheese the boost system by tapping the brake and hitting the boost button. It's almost like brake boosting in Grand Theft Auto 5. You'll also notice that it's really easy to just keep boosting forever as long as you keep drifting, which is extremely easy to do. If you've ever relied on snaking in Mario Kart, you'll be right at home here. The only difficulty at that point is staying on the track since it's really easy to get carried away. Other than that, the tracks are pretty short. You can beat most of them in under a minute if you know what you're doing, especially if you use one of the unlockable cars. So if nothing else, I appreciate how quick and easy it is to get through these. What I don't really appreciate is the repetition of the tracks. You need to go through the same course mirrored, then reversed, then mirrored reverse, after you beat the main one. It's just a really cheap way to pad out gameplay. Still, the physics are decent, driving and drifting are fun, and it's overall a pretty competent racer so far. And with that, we have finished the first track. You need to beat all 4 to unlock the car of the day. As much as there's a lot of selection here, there's a few problems. The first is that, eventually, you'll just find a car you like and never use anything else. I speak from experience, because I'm about to switch to another variant of the drift car that's completely overpowered. Alright, let's get out there and win this race. Should be nice and easy. Oops, there I go. It doesn't matter, we can easily recover from that. Yeah, this car is busted. The only problem with it is I get a little carried away with the boost, so I keep throwing myself off the track. But now that I have this car, literally, why would I ever use any other car ever again? This thing is insane. It's gonna carry me to endgame. Not that it was ever an especially hard racing game in the first place, but man, this just completely trivializes everything. It's a little hard to keep under control, but that's half the fun. Besides, the drift class is good in all situations. The race class, while fast, is useless in the snow and rain, and even with unlockable cars, you'll struggle to keep up with the other drivers. Sometimes they feel a little too fast for their own good. They're terrible drifters. And sometimes you get too much air and completely overshoot the checkpoint. How are the AI drivers handling the snow so much better than me? They all drive the same class car as me. I know I'm not driving in optimal conditions for the class, but neither are they. So I just gave up and went back to my overpowered drift car. And even if you want some variety in your cars, you may be hard pressed for that, because the car of the day distribution can be a little wonky. It took me weeks to unlock my first sports car, for instance. I don't know exactly how it picks the car of the day, but it doesn't roll for cars you don't have yet. At least the game is still fun, or else I wouldn't still be playing it. Once you unlock the car of the day, your work isn't done yet. If you want to use the car in battle mode, you have to complete all the battle mode challenges for the day as well, so you can unlock armor for the car. In normal races, knocking the other cars off the road is an optimal way to ensure your victory. In battle mode, that's part of how you win. You can fall off the track as many times as you want. All you need to do is knock out the other drivers before they reach the finish line. To that end, you can find pickups along the tracks for weapons. Flamethrowers, machine guns, and a cannon are all at your disposal. Or if you just want to brute force it and shove everyone off the track, that works too. And that's good, because the flamethrower and especially machine gun aren't the most reliable weapons in the world. They work, but not consistently. Besides, it's more fun knocking them off the track anyway. I love when I lose control of my car after I win and just drive off the road. See you later! Do it again on mirror, reverse, and mirror reverse, and you get armor for the car. And if you want to try to unlock the car from the previous day, tough. You can revisit any previous day you want, only to be told you only win the car of the day by completing that day's challenges. Again, I know it's the gimmick, but it feels like padding. Doubly so whenever a car you already unlocked comes up. But like I said, you can complete any given day in under 10 minutes, so it's not the worst problem in the world. You can collect them all, or just take a break if it's a car you don't want. It's really up to you. So that's Drift and Burn, a fun little racing game with light FOMO and minor annoyances. Big shout out to Flashpoint for making videos like this possible in the first place. If you want to try these games yourself, Flashpoint lets you play them all. I'll leave a link in the description. Hell, maybe I'll make a Xiao's Toybox playlist on there so you can follow along. For now, I'll see you in the next episode.